Okay, so actually the company is my very first job. So I was actually a fresh grad from NUS Business. I was actually doing marketing. Yeah, so if you can imagine anyone who's a hustler in school, I was those kind of person. So I did like 8 internships in school. I was teaching a lot of part-time tuition, and I was actually a PA, like a personal assistant to another consultant in Finexis. Then I chanced on this, and then it's been a good 5 years. So fun fact, my mentor is actually like one of my senior back in NUS. Yeah, so we actually did like a volunteering opportunity together. Yeah, and then she was actually like the marketing director, so I was just an executive, and then I knew she was doing very well at her work, but I don't know what she was doing. I just knew she knew a lot of people. She was like very successful lah. And then so nearing my graduation, I actually went to like have dinner with her, just building up my network. And then I felt she was really a figure and a model that I really wanted to emulate. Yeah, so her name is Brenda, and I think she was really the one who inspired me to take the leap of faith. I think like when I was, so remember I shared with you I was actually a PA. Yeah, so I was actually doing like a lot of administrative stuff for her. And I felt like the way she communicated her ideas across were like very refined. Yeah, so for me, I always knew I loved to talk, but it was a lot of talk with no very strong essence. Yeah, so that was a very attractive point, I felt. I think my impression of like Ting and Mike have changed a lot over the years. Yeah, so when I first met Mike, I felt she was a very daunting figure. Yeah, I remember I first met her. Mike's behind too. But anyway, I met her at like a D&D, our company's D&D. And I remember she was like in this all black like dress. And then I met her at the washroom. And then Brenda was like, oh, this is our boss. And then she just said, hello. Then she went out of the washroom. Then I felt so intimidated. Yeah, and like, but she told me like she's like a marshmallow. Like once you get to know her better, she really cares and loves for people. Yeah, so that's one point, because I'm also a people's person, and I knew that I wanted to be headed under leaders that are more feeling, they feel for you and they are there for you. Ting, on the other hand, I felt like she was a bit more of a logical leader. So I joined Finexis actually in August 2017. So I would say it has been a good 5 to 6 years. Yeah, so I was thinking about this question actually. There's 2 key memories that I really want to share that I hold very close to my heart. Yeah, so one of them, it's a memory I had with my dad. One of them is a memory I had with Mike. Yeah, so I'm going to share the one I have with my dad first. Yeah, so our office is at Raffles Place. My house is somewhere a little bit further. It's actually towards the east at Pasir Ris, and it's like the east of the east, like really ulu area. I remember during our BFC training, we always have to get to office by 8:15. Yeah, that means that I need to wake up at 6 to make sure that I can get here on time. And I will always oversleep. My dad is a sailor, so he literally just came back from work. Yeah, so I just told him, "Pa, sorry, I'm going to be late. If I'm late, I need to pay the $20 again." And I was not even earning money then. So I said, "Can you like really just fetch me to work?" So my dad, dad being a dad, right? So he woke up, and then after that we set off lah. And then halfway, I remember it was near like the PIA. It started drizzling. Yeah, and then we were both not sheltered. Yeah, so my dad actually stopped like at the, I remember it was like at the side of the PIE. And then after that I was on a bike, and then he went to the back of the boat. Yeah, and I remember he took out a raincoat. Yeah. Then after he said, oh my god, he said, you need to wear this raincoat. Yeah, and my dad was already in his 60s. Yeah, so he's already in his 60s. So I'm like, Pa, you should wear the raincoat lah, because he's already so old and stuff, right? And like, it was really raining. Yeah, I remember at the point of time, I was just very guilty because I was not bringing home income. And I think that was what really drove me. Like, I knew that, number one, I don't want my dad to go through any of this experience again. And number two, I really want him to stop riding the bike because he's so dangerous. Yeah, but then, on a side note, I was too late lah. Because it was really raining that day. Yeah, but that really hold very, very close to my heart. But good news is I managed to retire my dad 2 years ago. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit light on the heart. So I actually had a second mentoring moment with my leader, yeah, Mike. So I remember this actually happened 2 to 3 months into the business. I remember I was feeling very jaded, rejected, and the first 3 months was really tough. And I remember I told my dad, okay, I think I'm just gonna skip work today. I just don't want to do anything. So she was like, okay, then let's go and have a chat. So I remember we went down to level 1 from 21st, earlier I told you. And then we were sitting by like some benches. Yeah, after that, what she told me was very shocking. She said, I think you're not very suitable for the industry. Yeah, so I was like, I think I felt offended at the point of time. Yeah, because I felt like I was a very strong hustler, and why would my leader tell me that? And then she realized that that's because I was not really like taking my meals properly, I was not sleeping very well, and I was just feeling very emotional and moody. And like a lot of negative energy, to the point that if I were to continue the industry, I might get into depression. Yeah. So I think when I had a conversation with her, why I say it was a mentoring moment, because number one, I will never expect any leader to tell me to leave the industry. And number two, it also made me, when she said that, it made me feel like, no, I want to stay here. Like I can regulate myself and I can actually do well, because I believe I was made to do big things. Yeah, and that's why that was the second big moment to me. And until today, it's still a moment that I keep talking about with her. Yeah. Okay, this has got to be my favorite question, because actually my childhood dream was always to be an actress. Like I love to act, I love to speak in public, I just like to talk to people. And I remember I was 17 in JC1 and I told my mom, I'm going to participate in Star Search, you know, cause like young kids always fantasize being on TV. And I remember my mom gave me a big earful. She was like, do you know the entertainment industry is like really very scary? Do you know people will come after you? Do you know that people's going to know your life? How many boyfriends you will have? Then I got really intimidated as a little kid. So after that, I could only fulfill this very small ambition in like a drama club in my CCA. So that's why I do that as my CCA.